drive my car? Who's gonna drive you home? Well, I'm a friendless stranger in the black sedan. Won't you hop inside my car? On the expressway to your heart. Beep, beep, beep,
Doc 103.9, Lake Area's #1 station auto show, back on the air. You can catch it every week at the same time. Chip Lyness along with Louie Herron from Louie Herron Toyota in Milledgeville. Of course, between shows, always log on to theautoschool.com, and we're talking about tips on negotiating, Louie.
Now, here is a huge paradigm shift. You ready for this one?
All right.
Listeners, are you ready for this one? When you go to a car lot and you're talking about a tip on negotiating. Now, when you're talking about negotiating, you're talking about you want to be able to get the most information, the best deal you can get, right? Mm-hmm. That's the whole point.
Yeah,
Not waste time and give me your bottom line. Isn't that what we're after?
That's it.
All right. Here's the problem. When a customer comes to the lot and a salesperson greets them, 9 out of 10 times, I say, hello, welcome to Louie Herron Toyota. My name is Louie. Your name is? Hey, Bob, nice to meet you. What is one of the first things a customer typically will say? They're just what?
Looking.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we're not here to buy. We're looking.
Just looking. Yeah. Okay, so let me tell you that from the inside scoop, here's what you've just done to the salesperson. Waste of time, not ready to buy today. I'm not going to, here's a card. Tell me when you're ready, whatever. We want, obviously, a professional sales rep. I don't care if you're looking for 3 months. I want you to spend 2 hours or as much time as a customer wants. In the real world, I own the place. Salespeople, they're not that way. They are human beings, and if they feel rejected or they're not going to get a sale, they're gonna slow their efforts. So instead of saying, hey, I'm here today and I'm interested in buying a Kia Sorento. What do you think happens to the salesperson's mind at that point?
Chink. Light bulb goes
bingo.
on. Yeah.
Now we're talking negotiating, right? So you want your best price, the best interest rates. Listen, you don't have to buy in the first visit. Listen to what I'm sharing with you. Mm-hmm. Okay, if you go from a looker to a buyer, you now create a salesperson who is all hands on deck, totally encouraged, totally motivated to show you every option, every feature, everything about the car. He wants to get you the most for the trade. He wants to get you the best price he can because he thinks he's going to do what today, Chip?
Sell a car.
And you know what he told Mama before he left the house? He said, honey,
I'm going to sell a car.
I'm going to sell a car today because I want to put food on the table, right? So does that make sense so far?
Wow, that is so simple, but such a great tip.
Huge paradigm shift. Now, I know when a lot of people say that, they get nervous and go, well, I don't want to be there all day. And listen to what I'm saying. If you want the best negotiated price and not have to come back to the store 3 and 4 times, I can assure you, if you make it and you're genuinely interested in the car. Okay, now listen, if you're honestly, I got an insurance settlement, man, I'm 3 months away. I don't even know if they're going to total the car out. I'm really 3 months out. That could be a different story. But again, in knowing where you want to be, that's one of the hugest things you want to do. You want that salesperson ready to go. Does that make sense to you?
Yeah. Could you say something like, hey, look, if you can get the price that suits me, we're ready to roll today.
Well, I will tell you this too. When I was selling cars, the traditional car selling tactics from management, and we're going back 16 years ago, okay, 17 years ago, when I would sell cars, if I didn't come up to the sales desk, okay, and this first question a manager would say is, are they buying today? To me, in this day and age, is a ridiculous statement for a manager to say. Do I want to know if they are? Of course. But all I care about is not the customer's commitment. My thing as a manager is my salesperson committed to do his job.
I see.
Okay? Mm-hmm. So if I went to the sales desk and I said, hey, I got Miss Johnson. She's 3 months out. She wants our best price, but she's not buying today. Do you think I got the best price from the manager?
Yeah, no.
Absolutely not.
Right.
In most cases, the manager would tell me, going back 15 years ago, and I surely hope that it didn't happen today in today's business, I would be told by the manager, hey, tell Miss Johnson when she's ready to buy a car to come on back then.
Yeah.
And they would literally turn me around and go in there and not give me any figures.
I see.
And I would have to go back to the customer and say, hey, if you're not buying today, they really, you're probably not going to get our best price. I mean, when you hear that, how ridiculous does that sound?
Yeah, it does. Yeah.
Like a total insecurity that a customer, like people in the car business think customers aren't going to shop your price.
Right.
Really? Come on. Don't be insecure. Give them your best. So what I used to do as a salesperson is I used to go up, and I'm just being honest with the listeners, I learned real quick that I wanted to sell cars. And I really didn't care if the customer was ready to buy or not. I knew that if I did the best possible job, I gave them something that was so financially attractive they couldn't refuse it, I may luck up on a deal. Because everybody told me, just looking. I'm not buying today. I heard that 3 times a day, unless I only talked to one person a day. I mean, that's what I heard.
Right.
So I would go to the sales management and I'd say, hey, Johnny, guess what I got? And he would say, what do you have? I said, man, I've got Miss Johnson. And I'll tell you what, I think she's ready to buy a car. Then the next question he would say is, great, what's her commitment? And I would say, well, right now she wants to see what our best deal is first, and then I think I can get her a commitment.
Yeah. I see.
Then the manager would go, okay, great, we got
let's
a deal.
go.
Let's work a deal.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, Miss Johnson sitting in the office, and she told me she's 3 months out.
I see.
But that was the only way I could keep going in the process to give Miss Johnson. I didn't want to go back to Miss Johnson and say, hey, Miss Johnson, my manager doesn't want to give you numbers. And so I'm completely telling Miss Johnson, hey, don't come back and see me. We're the dealer that doesn't want to give you anything that you need to help buy a car. I'll never see her again. So that wasn't going to work. So this whole paradigm shift of telling the salesperson, not I'm just looking, say, hey, brother, I'm here to buy something, man. I am really interested in a Honda Accord. And if the deal's right, me and my wife spoke about it, and I think we're ready to do business, but I really need a great deal. Are you going to give me a great deal today? Salesperson, yes, sir, I am. I'm going to give you a great deal. And now you're in the process, and the only thing it costs you is time to drive the car, time to get your car appraised. And if it's a good dealership, that should take no more than an hour.
Yep.
So to get the best negotiated price, that would be my recommendation. I don't know how you feel about that.
I think that's great, Louie. I would love to have been a fly on the wall back at the dealership 16 years ago. And are all the other salespeople working there going up to the desk saying she's not ready to buy today?
Absolutely.
So
I mean,
Louie's got them lined up at his little desk.
I want you to think about how crazy this sounds. In a sales meeting, we'll tell the sales guys, hey, guys, come on, everyone, we want to sell 15 cars today. Go out there and let's sell a car, man. Let's go. Everybody gets pumped up. So what does a salesperson do? He walks outside. Hey, Miss Johnson, how are you? My name is. Good to meet you here. Are you interested in buying a car today? Nope, just looking. Whoop. All right, we broom Miss Johnson. Let's go look for Mr. Stevens. Hey, Mr. Stevens, I'm Louie. You here to buy a car? And what do customers hate? They hate
Get
that.
blown off.
Well, they hate that, and they also hate hearing, oh gosh, he's trying to pressure me into buying a car today. The reality is a consumer doesn't have to do anything they don't want to do.
Yeah.
But to me, the first tip I would tell you is don't tell somebody you're just looking if you really want to start a great negotiation and get the best price and save yourself a lot of time.
I see.
So that's huge. So we come back from a break, we're going to get in some other negotiation things about your trade and some very valuable information, even on negotiating a lease, which some of you may have never heard of. So stay tuned.
All right, we're coming back. Chip and Louie, it's the Auto Show. Go to theautoschool.com and keep it right here. We've got more tips on negotiating next, along with the latest forecast coming up on Doc 103.9.